Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you another game from the ASL Season 14 qualifiers. It's day number 2 in the finals with BarrackS going up against Scan. And yeah, this is the finals, so whoever wins this match will end up advancing to ASL Season 14. The other, unfortunately, will have to wait for another chance next season. Right now, BarrackS does lead 1-0. Add some fantastic play there, doing a nice counterattack after getting quite far behind against Scan. Scan may be overextending a little bit with the siege tank line, unfortunately, allowing that to occur. But you can see that their skills pretty close, pretty evenly matched. It's just, you know, as soon as a mistake was made there by Scan, BarrackS jumped upon it. So we'll see if we can do a little bit better. Right now, we're on Polypoid, and it is cross-spawn scouts, or cross-spawn spawns, not scouts. Parents don't cross-scout. We're not dirty like that. But yeah, let's see how this goes down. I mean, if you go for like a fast command center in these spots, you're going to have a bit of an edge. So that's going to be something we'll be looking out for. And yeah, hope you guys are enjoying. I think after this, we'll probably have a few more BSL games and then be jumping into a wonderful Korean tournament. Very much looking forward to that. And yeah, big cheers to Scan for giving me these replays. Now, a forward 11 racks on both sides here. So both of them looking to possibly punish anything like a command center first or a gasless expansion. But of course, they are actually mirroring each other perfectly. So you're really not going to see much occur from these barracks being made in those locations, right? Like you can't actually get damage upon your opponent. He's going to have basically the same amount as you. You're probably going to make 2 Marines in this situation because generally you're going to scout with the first while making a second because you're scouting very late. Like when you go for forward 11 racks, you generally just scout with the SCV that finishes it instead of a scout on 13 supply like we'll see with the barracks in the main base. Yeah, very, very standard. It's just so mirrored. I like to see mirror matches like this, I think especially in TvT, because when they're this mirrored, like as soon as you see a deviation, you can see who's starting to gain the advantage there, right? So the SCVs going for those scouts. Marines will be coming out next. Marines going for the scouts, as anticipated. And the second Marine on both sides, as well as the factories. See, it's like exact. They even both have the exact gas counts, almost the exact mineral counts, same SCVs and everything. Just nailing their builds for sure. So the SCV going to come down. This Marine, well, going to stop and get a shot off there for sure. Couple shots on both sides, 42 versus 48, but this one will get a couple shots or 3 shots if microed. Ooh, nice dodge there from Scan. And BarrackS just going to run on by. Pop up into that main base, most likely. See what's what. If there's anything suspicious, like the number of SCVs on gas, it's always a good one to check. But he saw the SCV going down, so I think he knows that this will be an expansion, even though it's not likely his SCV will live long enough to make it out of there and see for sure. Yeah, down it goes. Both sides with their command centers, as well as vultures being made. Damn, this is so mirrored. I feel like we're watching Zerg vs. Zerg. It's like so close. Okay, so we do have a slight variation here. BarrackS put his SCVs back on gas a bit quicker than Scan, so he does have a little bit more of a gas bank. And interestingly here, he didn't go for an add-on yet. Instead, he adds that second factory. Vulture and Marines walking across the map. There's Vulture Marines here as well. Can't really imagine any damage being dealt here. Second Vulture's coming. More Vultures being made. Oh, hidden starport here for Scan. I had not noticed. Okay, that's kind of interesting. What is he going to be able to get done? He really seems to like these siege tank starport openers. They definitely worked well before. Now, this siege tank is not out, and this is going to end up doing great damage. Look at that. He kills off the Vulture as well as the Marines very, very quickly, losing only a Vulture of his own. Starting to kill some of these SCVs, coming up that ramp. Siege tank not out yet. Looking for as many kills as he can get. And honestly, just seeing what's here right now, like the fact that there's only a single factory, he's going to know that there is a proxy starport. Like something is missing for sure. And that is something that BarrackS will catch on to. Armory is just about finishing as the first Wraith flies across. So a pretty big advantage, I would say, for BarrackS right now. Let's see if he can kill some more SCVs. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. That one was behind the siege tank for a moment. Gets it down to 20. Won't be able to finish it off. And so at the end of that little attack from BarrackS, he is up 8 workers. That's absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Now, going for mines here. Those mines can help him scout anything coming out as far as siege tank attacks, maybe a light containment. And, of course, that's going to add some damage to any siege tanks trying to walk across the map, which is exactly what he needs since he doesn't have anything that counters that very well right now. A couple Goliaths come down and deal a little bit of damage to the Wraith here of Scan. Second Wraith just goes back home. Might want to float that starport back. It doesn't feel like Wraiths are very good tech right now. Yeah, going after the BarrackS. I like it. I like it. Range being started. Ooh. Okay, so what you just saw there was as the Goliath was popping out, he canceled. And that's actually like the very last second that you can cancel. You'll see the unit actually spawn and then explode. You don't lose money for it or anything. It's just that's part of the building animation, I guess, is that it starts to pop out. So cancels that, gets the add-on instead, deciding, you know what, don't need any more Goliaths. I think that's a great choice. Probably really want like 3. How many did he actually make? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just 3. Okay, so really a perfect count there for BarrackS. He's up 6 workers at the moment. You know, not unplayable for Scan. Not a great position, but not unplayable. He's definitely going to want to get his comm stat up pretty quickly here. Speed as well as Goliath range. I don't normally see people play like this against tank Wraith. It's kind of uncommon, honestly, but I'm kind of digging it, too. He actually pops out another Goliath, so it's likely what he'll do is he'll leave 1 Goliath in the main, 1 at the natural, just so he can't be harassed, and then the other ones will just go with him when he's walking around. So, very, very solid army, but Scan is up in that siege tank count. He can't really attack because he'll be playing into 4 factory with just 1 factory production so far this game. The second and third factory just finishing up now. But he definitely can sit back defensively, and he's untouchable. Like, if he just sieges, like, does some sort of spread siege, like siege, 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 maybe even siege, whatever, or a line, whatever. It doesn't matter too much. But 4 tanks on high ground here will stomp something like this, especially with those Wraiths nearby. Rallies coming out as well. So not looking too bad for Scan here. BarrackS coming down the map. Speed is done for those vultures. Speed getting started here for Scan as well. That's kind of interesting also, considering he only has 3 factories. Looks like he wants to switch into vulture production. I don't know if that's going to work out well. And a little run by here of those speed vultures. Oh, God. Oh, but some popping out and a good SCV drill. Wow. Really saves himself there at the last moment. Even that siege tank not eating the mine hit. And just really needs to get everything down. The SCV's actually in the way of those vultures coming down to help out. So loses a few more SCVs than he probably should have. And in fact, BarrackS goes up by 9 after that nice little run in. But yeah, a little bit too far forward. That's why I was kind of saying, like, if you put one like here, 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 and here, it kind of covers that type of run in, right? And your rally is like right around here. So doesn't really have the choking or the extra damage from any of these siege tanks. So a little bit unfortunate there for Scan, taking some additional damage from BarrackS. BarrackS now moving out once again. He has map control. Fair amount of vultures, laying some mines down. Looks like he is now getting into siege mode, producing some more siege tanks as well. And I believe we had Cloak finish, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Definitely saw it researching, but to me, I'm looking at this position. I don't feel like Cloak is actually that powerful. Well, I guess he has 1,000 gas, so since you have Wraiths, it's not going to be bad to get Cloak. A lot of times gas is that limiting factor, but he did switch into vulture production for a little bit there, which actually helps him to bank a bit more gas for moves like that. Now, the vulture's actually getting in over here and eliminating some of the SCVs. This is the third base for BarrackS, so while that's a good move for Scan, his third quite a bit later. And obviously, BarrackS can just continually produce SCVs and remake what he's lost here. So you see a pretty big supply differential right now. But the position not as bad as we saw in game number 1 for Scan. That +1 is coming. A little bit quicker for BarrackS, it's looking like. Getting that science facility ready for a +2 as well. Starting to set up a siege line. See, with 3 factories, you need to pretty aggressively take some ground so you can get enough bases up. But if you don't push out, like, for instance, push out this way, then you get really boxed in, right? Because this is an easy area to contain. Oh my god, is he going to push? Yeah, he is. He's actually going up to the high ground. And these tanks a bit out of position. It looks like BarrackS is going to be able to pick off a few of the tanks here on that high ground. Scan should be able to hold on, though. Vulture's coming up, actually being very annoying indeed. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh, just gets that mine. But he will end up holding here. Still, a kind of a cutthroat move there from BarrackS. I'm very surprised he did that, but it definitely ended up paying off. Backs up for now. Scan definitely needs to start thinking about what he wants to do positionally on this map. Now, in my opinion, I want to see him push out and take this area. Ooh, painful. And it looks like, yeah, he did not actually finish that cloak upgrade. So unable to stop those 2 wraiths from coming in and ruining his day. No anti-air right now. Oh, God. So painful. Goliath is being made, but he's going to have to repair or something here. All right, the tanks siege up, but Scan's tanks are siege first. So as long as he's targeting the siege tanks, he should be able to hold. But the mines, huge mine hits go down, blowing up so much right there. And now the siege tank under fire from these wraiths. Just everything going wrong for Scan at the moment. Looks like he will just barely live through these wraiths. Oh, nope, they actually do end up taking down that siege tank. Goliath finally comes out, and immediately BarrackS backs up. But a very tough position. Looks like Wraiths are being made once again, as well as some Valkyries. So, yeah, definitely you see pro gamer Terrans really like to use Valkyries, even against low numbers of Wraiths. Maybe because it's a long-term unit that they can continually use. I'm still a little bit perplexed by it. They are so expensive to get out, like, at this stage of the game. But we'll see if that's going to work out for Scan. Definitely it's going to force BarrackS into either making his own or stopping that Wraith production. All right, a little pushback here against Scan's Vulture. Looks like BarrackS getting ready to maybe take another base. SCV going up towards that 12 o'clock location. Definitely edges all over the place for BarrackS, right? Like, he's up a decent amount of SCVs, which is not the biggest part, but a lot of army supply. You see a little bit more on the map for him as well, although some of these mines are starting to get out there, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, this missile turret going to be denied. This is the great thing about a little group of cloaked wraiths, and might be why he really wants those Valkyries, right? Like, once he gets that third Valk, like, all this will just explode if he gets an engage. Again, kind of a tough position. I want to see him move up there. Like, I think you run immediately from 2 Valkyries regardless. Yeah, a little scan goes down there from BarrackS, and he sees the Valkyries, in fact, picks off a dropship very nicely, pulls back, and Scan just having a hard time setting up a 4th base, and that's exactly what he's going to be playing against here now. So starting to take some forward positioning. Okay. BarrackS moving around very fluidly. He's not setting up any siege lines or anything like that on the map. Instead, clearing some mines on the side, coming in from this angle. Checking, for instance, if there's a command center here. There's not. Siege is up in this area. So what he's doing here is denying all the bases in this bottom right quadrant. It also partially defends this base, which is kind of nice. So Scan now has to decide, like, does he try to go through the middle? Well, BarrackS already waiting there. He's really being closed in at the moment. BarrackS moving forward. Oh my god, a really great siege. His vultures in the front tanking quite a bit of damage here as well. And in fact, this set of wraiths has done a great job picking off some of the tanks. But as the Valkyries come out, he does have to fly it back. BarrackS mining off of 4 gas at this point. Very tough to fight against. You know, Scan has so many minerals that he is pumping out a lot of vultures, so his supply is getting inflated a bit. But he's not able to really get harassment done or anything, right? Like, he's just mostly defending at the moment. Now, BarrackS moving forward. Oh, God. Sieging up on top of absolutely everything. He has that +2 attack. Scan does too, but maybe not enough units to hold on. Looks like those Valkyries doing their jobs of erasing all of the wraiths, but the siege tanks continue to push forward. Just a gigantic advantage here for BarrackS. Well, Scan wins the air war at least. But can he push into more additional bases? Like this base at 9 o'clock is finishing up. So that's good. Like, he can get another gas up. Very, very important. But the supply continues to roll out here for BarrackS. And up the ramp he's going. It looks like he's going to just push him down at this point. There's just not enough tanks. 3 tanks will not end up holding on against this, unfortunately. The economy is being absolutely destroyed. Little bit of counter harassment from Scan. Is that going to be enough, though? I do not think so. Yeah, the 2 tanks. BarrackS is just unfazed as he moves forward. Attack moving up this hill, sieging up some of his tanks as well. Going to deny this base. And once you take your opponent's high ground hill in this map, I mean, there's almost no coming back from it, really. Goliath coming down, so even the air dominance of Scan not going to do anything for him at this point. And yeah, I think we're just going to have to see a GG. And unfortunately, Scan not going to make it through to ASL. BarrackS qualifies for yet another.